2017, the year of retro revival, like I've been saying since January. I was the first one to say it. I'm the only one who sees what's going on. I'm the only one! This is insanity! Nintendo Power is coming back, guys. The magazine will come back. I guarantee that, but it's actually not quite there yet. It's a podcast right now. It's in podcast format, but it is called the Nintendo Power Podcast with the original Nintendo Power logo and the official Nintendo Power seal of quality. 100% stamped and approved. 100%! The podcast is available on Apple Podcast or SoundCloud, I believe, as well. Nintendo has told us that this was a passion project. Okay, that's what it really was. It was a passion project. However, I read between the lines and I see the success that the Switch has had and the retro revival that's been going on. It started before 2017, but it really took off in 2017. There's retro everywhere. Retro is the future. That's what I read between the lines. They're just hitting such huge success, whether it be the NES Classic, Super Nintendo Classic Edition, the Super Mario Serial, the Switch itself, all the retro games returning. So they've only got one episode of this podcast out. And other things that they discussed in the podcast were, a big chunk of it was focused on Breath of the Wild, interview with some of the creators for Zelda Breath of the Wild. They do have the co-host from Nintendo Minute, which you can find on YouTube. He's running the show, and they have also said that with the Nintendo Power Podcast itself, they're still in the experimental stage. They're trying to figure out, one, what kind of format are they going to use? Is it going to stay as a podcast? I mean, the formatting is pretty vague. But everything down from formatting, how long is the podcast going to be, to frequencies. Is it going to be once a month, once a year, once a week? They don't know yet. By coming out with this podcast, this first podcast, it was an hour long, hour and 8 minutes. So I figured they're probably all going to be roughly an hour long. They'll probably stick with that. 30 minutes would be good too, but if it's going to come out once a month, which is what I suspect that they'll aim for, 1 hour, we want at least an hour of content, and you blow through that hour. If you don't have a magazine like they used to have, and they're going to stick with the podcast, it's very easy to blow through an hour, waste an entire hour on just one interview. Well, if they want to get through multiple subjects, multiple topics like they used to do in the magazine, 1 hour is it's not going to cut it, but it's a good start. And I think that this is really stage one, dipping their toes to see if there's a market for the return of the Nintendo Power actual magazine. Now, there are Nintendo Power magazine clones out there. What is it? Nintendo Fans? Something like that. NF magazine. I forget what it stands for. I'm not a subscriber. It's taken the place of Nintendo Power. Nintendo could steal those customers. If they're making money, Nintendo could make money. And if they're doing a great job on the magazine, well, I guarantee Nintendo can do an even better job, believe it or not. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Do you really think that Nintendo would have the balls to come out with a new magazine? Do you think that this is stage one, dipping their toes in the water for that final release of the magazine, perhaps in 2018? Anyways, guys, smash that like button. I am legally insane from time to time, and I blame Nintendo!